welcome to the Tom's River Show. Pat O Melia here. You there? You're there is why I do the show. To inform you, educate you, maybe entertain you a little bit. Don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen. Love us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Our base streaming network, live stream, where we archive all our shows. Download the app. It's free, and there's a lot of other programming besides ours there. I'm in the Seaside studio today, taping the Tom's River Show. Last week we had a repeat because we had raccoons in the building. They were in the ceiling. For a while we were thinking it was wind because this studio has a long history. For that matter, my uncle, back in the 70s, was in this studio with the VIP lounge. Joe Pesci, the actor, was a singer in this lounge. We thought it was wind. Then it became obvious we had a critter up there. They got critter control. Critter control said they got him. And they said, well, there might be a couple of more up there. Well, a couple of more manifested themselves. I'm in here writing. I was doing the city show and going to do the Tom's River Show. And I heard this, what the hell? I'm looking at the ceiling. I said, maybe something's up there. And I'm looking at Alexa. And then I turned around like 4 feet from me with two of them. I get up. One's going out the door. I go. Left the door open. Hopefully they would follow me out. Didn't do that. I came back in. That's when I took the picture of the raccoons that you see right now. I opened our big load-in doors. And about an hour and a half later, they finally did walk out when Animal Control came. Billy Ramboli, who is DPW director in Seaside Heights, is also Animal Control. So we got them. They went on their merry way. Put it that way. This weekend, we had a lot of rain over the last week. And I had to change the wiper blades on my van and on my car. Why cannot we have universal light wiper blades? One size connection. I don't even care about the size, just the connection itself. You know, you got to be a master. I'm a car guy, but these wiper blades, changing them is a real job. I'm talking to Al at Coast Transmission about doing a car show. We should just do a show on teaching people how to change their wiper blades. What a job that could be. And Jersey Mike's in Tom's River. You got one down on 166 and Route 37. There's another one on Fisher, just past ShopRite. Great place. We had sandwiches there. We actually went back a second time to make sure it was good. I highly recommend the Jersey Mike's on Fisher. And when I come back, we'll talk about some county stuff. Mike Mastronardi is going to run for the Ocean County GOP chairmanship. We're going to talk about a need for county exec. We'll talk about that when I get back. You're watching the Tom's River Show. We'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. We're back. Let me get my topics in order here. Like I said, changing the wiper blade. You know, it should be universal in all cars. They all should have the same connection for the wiper blade. No different. One goes sideways, one goes in a clip, and you got all these adapters that come in with it, with the new blades. You know, we have lug nuts on a car. And for a while, lug nuts were a little different. Some you put the nut on, some the whole thing threaded into the wheel, some had left-handed thread. Chrysler was big on that, but eventually uniformity set in. We need uniformity with wiper blades. And you click them, then you pull them to make sure that they stay on there. You don't want these things flying off in the rain. Also, there's a tip here. Save the old wiper blade, at least one. Put it in your trunk, just in case one does fly off as you're going. You can pop one on. All right, let's get to the business at hand. Sheriff Mike Mastronardi, a cop's cop. I like Mike. We've had him in the studio a few times. I've had the pleasure of being around Mike many times, conversing with him. Professional law enforcement guy. Like I said, cop's cop. There was rumors about him running for the chairmanship of the Ocean County GOP. I was hoping he would not. He has decided to run, and I hope Mike reconsiders that. Mike should rethink this run for the Ocean County GOP. it's not a good move for a guy at his stage in life. Guy who's accomplished so much and has so much coming his way when he decides to retire. First off, the chairs of these political organizations, whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans, normally do get jammed up a lot. And not all of them, but a good amount of them do. Now, coming from Hudson County, and we went through Bobby Jaruzelski years ago, you've had issues in many other counties with the chairs of these organizations. Here's the problem. It is a job that is ripe for corruption. Whether you're personally involved or your underlings are involved, the buck stops with you when you're the head. You know, you're in charge of the line, you're in charge of the fundraising. There are so many potholes that you can misstep into and then lose everything that you work so hard to accomplish in life. And even if you try to do the best, you know, the road to hell is paved with the good intentions. Even good guys get dirty in that type of position. You know, politics is a dirty business. And, you know, and with all what we talk about transparency and, you know, new people and younger blood, it's that vicious cycle. You know, it's like the cycle of life there in the political world. People are going to get jammed up. There is always going to be that person that'll muddy the waters and you're in the same water with them. You know, in Mike's case, he doesn't need this BS. You know, these guys has worked his entire life, Tom's River cop. He's been the sheriff, I guess, about 4 years now. Is it 2 terms or one? Well, whatever, with Mike. He's got a very attractive pension coming his way. Why the hell would you want to take on a job where you could lose your pension, your reputation, and your freedom, by the way, for what is a thankless job? Thankless, yeah, it's a job where you're dealing with so many mayors, so many council people, so many people are tugging at you. You have to do the fundraising, and you have to make decisions, even if you think it's the best decision, and you're listening to the efforts of your inner circle. You don't know what that person's trying to pull, and you can get dirtied with that. My advice to Mike Mastronardi is nice. Listen, Mike Mastronardi is already involved and dragged into the call block situation on the county level with the commissioners. And that was bad optics, bad press, bad management by the Gang of Three who wanted to get rid of blocks so we can move another person up and then hire some guy from the outside that we first said, we didn't know anything about it. It turns out they lied like rugs. At least 2 out of the Gang of 3. Yes, they were talking to this other person who they wanted to have as the assistant BA. So right off the bat, you can't believe the Gang of 3. Yeah, Mike doesn't need to be dragged in, or dragged down, I should say, by the Gang of 3 and the dysfunction that is now the Ocean County Commissioners. Yeah, and unless Mike's going to say, I'm going to clean that up. And the only way that's going to happen is he says, right now, I'm changing the line. Who got the line right now? You ain't got the line. But, you know, Mike's not going to do it because Mike himself, Mike Mastronardi, is up for a re-election. This is really the last job Mike needs. You know, he can, I'm sure he'll get re-elected overwhelmingly. Just do the sheriff's job, cruise the next 4 years, start thinking about Florida or places south. You know, your retirement. Don't get yourself involved with the world of politics, even though you are, but on a particular level. To get involved at the top of it, that could only hurt. Like I said, Mike's a cop's cop. He doesn't need this. He's respected statewide. He doesn't need the BS of being the chair for the Ocean County GOP. One county, well, look for that matter, just look what happened over in Monmouth County, right? He just has to look at his counterpart, and I believe his old boss with the Tom River PD, Sean Golden. He is the chair for the Monmouth County GOP, and he just got hit with ethics complaints that were filed against him. And it's really a thankless job. And with what goes in Monmouth County always had some shadow, some dark cloud over them, how they knock people off the line, because they didn't play they didn't follow the party line, we should say, or the advice of party leaders. And Sean Goldman got hit with that. Now he's hit with a necklace complaint that has to do with him being, he's also sheriff, by the way, of Monmouth County. He's also the head of the Monmouth County GOP. He's also, one I didn't hear about, he's also the campaign manager for the Monmouth County Commissioners. Yeah, I can see some conflict of interest between being law enforcement, the head of the political organization, and you're the campaign manager. This is all the stuff Mike Mastronardi doesn't need. You know, maybe if he was a younger guy in his 40s, maybe you'd do it. But you know, being a cop's cop, I don't think, even if he was elected and he decides to go through with it, just dealing. And listen, it is politics. Just dealing with some of the dirt that's involved with politics, he doesn't need. So hopefully, somewhere before June, when the reorganization, I think is it June when they reorganize, when Frank Holman steps down, who has been a disaster. Listen, we need good leadership in Ocean County because it is such a split organization now. Frank Holman certainly wasn't the answer. Maybe it is George Gilmore that can bring back the luster that was the Ocean County GOP. But like I said, Sheriff Mike Mastronardi, he doesn't need that aggravation. All right, we're going to break for commercial. When we come back, we're going to talk about the need for a county exec in Ocean County. We'll be right back. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. Tom's River Show, Pat O Melia here, you there. Don't forget everything on the bottom of the screen. Don't forget if you hear something in the ceiling, it may not be wind. Could be raccoons. But I say, the vents up there from the days when it was a restaurant. No, there were raccoons up there. For that matter, we kind of knew it when they were lifting up the ceiling panels. And the day I knew we had them in here, there was like all stuff. They were unplugging things, these raccoons. Let's get back to the business at hand. Ocean County Commissioners, Ocean County government. What Ocean County needs is to get out of the ridiculous rotation of the commissioner leader for the year. Ocean County needs a county exec, somebody who's going to be there more than 1 year at a time, because that isn't working. And the Gang of Three is even making it more difficult for the county to operate. Let's look what we have here with this rotation of the director of the commissioners. You have FBI investigations now. And listen, those guys normally find something. Very seldom, if any, the FBI ever do an investigation and say, "Nah, we didn't find a thing." Not a thing. Who knew? No, they're going to find a lot of things. You could take that to the bank. They're going to look into the political hires, and predominantly the hires with Ocean County or political. They're going to look into who got promotions, who got demoted because of politics, who got raises because of politics, who has, you haven't heard it yet, but I'm sure it's coming, no-show jobs in Ocean County. I'm sure the FBI is going to find a few of them. There is a lack of leadership with the Ocean County government. And the foolishness of this rotation, every year you got a new director of the commissioners, and we have a new vision, and we have a new progress going forward. That doesn't work. Ocean County lacks the leadership. Is why they have a bad hiring policy, or a non-existent or lack thereof of a hiring policy. That's why if you look at RFPs that are RFP, I'm trying to think what it stands for, request for proposals. If you read them, they're so lean towards a political friend or an associate. You need leadership, and not this rotation that comes around. This ridiculous rotation prevents any long-range planning. But it does open up corruption. And I'm sure the FBI is going to look into a lot of the hiring practices and who got what and who got who and who got zoomed. This will be interesting. Careers, I guarantee you, some careers are going to be lost here. People who are banking on those pensions, we got a 401k because your county pension is probably on the line. When you compare Ocean County to Hudson County, where most of us are from, New Jersey City area, Hudson County, where in Hudson County you have Thomas DeGeese. I've known Thomas, I guess, for about 30 years. He was a councilman at large. I ran for mayor. It was a political war after Bobby Januszewski, I mentioned earlier. Tommy became the county exec, and he's been there. I guess he's coming up on 20 years. There is no comparisons between Hudson County and Ocean County as to accomplishments. What has been accomplished under the leadership of Tom DeGeese? Tom, there's a huge justice complex, the Guarini Justice Center. That's under construction. For that matter, we'll show you some pictures. We've been documenting the construction process. This would make the Avengers jealous, this complex. It's being built as we speak. Ocean County can't get out of its own friggin' way to build a proper courthouse. And they didn't do it right the first time. You have a courthouse that was built in the 80s. And that's obsolete. It needs to be torn down, needs to be replaced. I guarantee you, if you look at the bonding that was used to build that 1980s courthouse, those bonds are still there. You're paying the interest on them. Tom DeGeese has built new viaducts to connect the municipalities in Ocean and in Hudson County. There's a brand new golf course in Hudson County. The only golf course we've ever had outside of a pitch and putt. You got 18 holes, and you can play there in Hudson County. There are numerous park upgrades. They're constantly investing tremendous sums of money into the parks and open space in Hudson County. Tom got the county out of rental buildings. When Tom DeGeese became the county exec, most of all of Hudson County was in rental buildings. Tom got them out of there. Either Tom got them out of those buildings into county-owned, or he bought the building. Tom wasn't writing any rent checks to a landlord. Tom was writing anything. He was writing it to a bank to pay for the buildings. Tom purchased the Freeholder building on Pavonia. Tom purchased the old Provident Bank on Bergen Line Avenue. County Plaza. You got the new courthouse I mentioned. There's tons of construction that's been accomplished. Tom has gone over and renovated all the campuses. You have a massive community college under Tom DeGeese, which is constantly expanding. A huge campus up on Journal Square. There's even a restaurant being built in Lincoln Park, replacing the old casino in the park. It's called The View, and we have pictures of that. That's leadership. And you know what? No embarrassing investigations also under Tom. The gang of three, these three commissioners, they are embarrassing the county of Ocean. They are embarrassing it all through 2022 and coming out of 2021. They're tearing the Ocean County GOP apart. You have a split Tom River. You have dysfunction on the county board. Case in point. That's an interesting thing I'm sure the FBI is going to look at. The mayor of Ocean Gate. This guy was stealing the friggin' quarters out of the parking meters, allegedly. He was also a county employee. What, how many days a week he showed up? Bet there's no time cards. I bet you. He actually had county employees, allegedly, working on his house. How the F didn't anybody at the county know that? Keep in mind, the mayor of Ocean Gate wasn't a supervisor or a manager with Ocean County. He was a worker. But the employees followed his orders. How is that possible? That needs to be looked at. That's what happens when you have no leadership, when you have this rotation of the director this year, of the commissioners. There is no long-range planning. There are no long-range goals. It's just a circle that just keeps going around, an embarrassing circle it has become now. And that's why you have a problem with the chairman for the Ocean County GOP. That's why there's problems at the county level. Look at Carl Block. Guy's done a good job. Not with the gang of three. You need a county exec, and you get the vote for that county exec. All right, we're going to break for commercial. We're coming back with quick hits. You're watching the Tom's River Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Ford, certified parts and service located at Route 440 and Communipaw Ave, is your #1 source for Ford and Lincoln automotive needs. We use certified Ford Motorcraft products to keep your Ford running in top shape. Motorcraft parts are backed with the Ford warranty, which includes a 2-year unlimited mileage guarantee. Our team will have the right Motorcraft part to ensure the best performance from your Ford or Lincoln. You can order in person at the parts counter or online. Let us help keep your Ford or Lincoln in the best shape at Stevens Jersey City Ford.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here. Tom's River Show, you there? Oh, one other thing. What I'm positive the Ocean County investigation is going to determine is how many people are double or triple dipping on the county. The councilman somewhere, a mayor somewhere, I'm sure that's going to come up too. It'll be an interesting results of the investigation. You would wish the commissioners would just come out and say, I'd love to hear the explanation for the Ocean Gate mayor. Bag ban is in effect, plastic bags and paper bags at the supermarkets. Yeah, it's been about a week. I have gone in. Listen, I'm not going in with 15, 20 bags to get a food order. So I'm not going to run around like some one of those guys that does balloon animals or something. I guarantee you there was a loss of business at the supermarkets. Because I know when I ran in, I took like 2 plastic bags I kept in my car and in the trunk, which isn't really sanitary, by the way, keeping them in the trunk of your car or even reusing them. I can't. Are you going to wash a plastic bag after you use it? Even get the reusable ones? Things leak. And the funny thing is, they'll sell you these heavier plastic bags. I think at ShopRite was 3 for $1. They got little handles on them and all, and they're a heavier grade of plastic. How the hell is this better? It's not better for me. Can't be better for the environment. I'm paying for the plastic bags, and they're a heavier plastic bag, which I assume would be harder to get rid of. It's got to take a longer time to break down. It's heavier. I'm being inconvenienced, and now I'm being charged for the inconvenience. What do I do with these heavier bags after I use them? How many times are you going to use them? They get pretty rough looking. How do I throw them out? Do I throw them out? Is there a new procedure for the heavier bags that I paid? Think about that. You can't use plastic bags unless you want to pay for them. And then you can use plastic bags. It's like the weed. When we legalized weed, nobody thought, nobody vetted, and here we are. Same thing with the plastic bag ban. I can't get an answer as to why charging me for plastic bags is better for the environment than giving me plastic bags. And again, what was wrong with brown paper bags? I was a bagger for ShopRite when I was a kid. Marty and Sydney Singer owned ShopRites in Hudson County. I worked at a good amount of them. I started as a bagger, then I moved around, and I was able to fix things, so they used to move me from store to store. Keeping the plastic bags in my trunk, it's probably not too sanitary. What this is one of those warm, fuzzy laws that sounds like we're doing a good thing. We're not. All we're doing now is inconvenience you, and we're charging you for the inconvenience. Again, we didn't think this out. Styrofoam cups, here. I'll have a coffee with me through the course of the day. I can't do that with a paper cup, or they will break down. Even those little cardboard, bamboo cardboard, they'll break down. I need styrofoam. I can't buy styrofoam cups in New Jersey unless I go black market. Somebody's selling them on a street corner. So I did what any good American would do. Went to Amazon, and I got 2 big boxes. There are 120 boxes right here, styrofoam cups. And I also got plastic bags from Amazon. I'm buying plastic bags instead of them giving it to me. How is this better for the environment? We need to push in Toms River, sections of Toms River, on the Barrier Islands for 5G and Fios internet broadband. Now, the 5G, you see the little box, they're advertising for Verizon. It will be your internet and your television and all, and your 5G service. I just was raised $20 a month for the horrible broadband service we get in the studio here in Seaside Heights via Optimum. There is no other alternative. I can't deal with anybody else on the island here in Seaside Heights for broadband. Fios Internet is here. It's on Grant Avenue. Fios Internet is in Seaside Park at the DPW. For some reason, they don't want to build, and I called Verizon. I said, give me a real answer. Why everybody on the Barrier Islands can enjoy high-speed broadband. Now, for what I have a studio in North Bergen, New Jersey, a bigger one. It's like 3,000 square feet. I get Fios broadband there, and I get 3 landlines. We actually used fax machine at one time, so we got 3 landlines and tremendous broadband speed. I'm interested in upload the shows to live stream and YouTube and Facebook and all. So I'm interested in upload speed. Here, if all the planets aligned and my biorhythms were right and the sun was shining, we might get 20 upload speed. There were times when we were down to one millibyte of upload speed. It is horrible here on the island. And we keep getting told promises. Optimum, or we can do something more if you'll pay like $300 a month. No, I'm paying less for 3 landlines and great broadband in North Bergen than I'm paying for horrible crap here in Seaside Heights. And I'm getting sick of the service down here. Maria Maruca has been, well, let me go back to the broadband. Lavalette is, they're putting up you'll see these strange looking devices on the top of the telephone poles in Lavalette and in Seaside Heights, by the way. Those are your 5G service modulars. Verizon is also installing, as we speak, in Lavalette, Fios broadband. We all got to get together and put the heat on Verizon to share this technology with the rest of the island and about a half of Toms River. Now getting back to Maria Maruca. As you recall in the last show, I didn't think she was worth. Now, I'm a big Maria Maruca fan. Don't get me wrong. I think she is a very capable woman. She's the reason I'm in Seaside Heights. She does a great job running everything that she's ever been involved with, whether it was the BID on the boardwalk here, the motor vehicles in Toms River, or being a councilwoman. She's capable. But when you're taking somebody who has zero experience in any job and paying top level pay, that's a problem. So instead of giving her $136,000, they're going to start her at $90,000. So somebody was listening to what I said. But still in all, in regards to the investigation in Ocean County, this is not good optics. This is a case where someone lost an election and they're actually failing upwards. What do they get, $60,000 a year to be a council person? Now you get $90,000 a year. And by the way, it looks like a homeless shelter will be coming to Toms River if you listen to the Gang of Three on the County Commissioner Board. Somewhere in Toms River, a homeless shelter will be built. All right, we're out of show. You be good, you be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.